just forget about it. No.
Forget about it.
Yeah, but like I just got back from it. I went there and I was there by 10 and there was only one person in front of me. I'm like, yes. Feels good to have gas in there. It's so expensive last week.
It was like 680.
Yeah.
What?
My husband has a truck like yours.
Yeah.
And he drives it to work in Nevada.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I
But why
drive.
don't you take my car?
Yeah.
It's better gas mileage.
Yeah.
And then I'll just drive your truck
Which
around
is
town.
kind of fun.
Just parking it.
Yeah, it's big. I know. I've been.
Better than the Westie. I don't like driving the Westie around.
Oh gosh, yeah. That thing's huge. How fun though. Hi Fanny, and my mom's here again. Hi Mom.
Oh.
Yes, so I have with me.
You got
Bailey.
Bailey? Hi Bailey.
Yeah.
Before I went to Trader Joe's yesterday.
Thank
but
you.
It was too long of a line, for gas. So I'll go-
All right, we have a few more minutes.
At 10. It was a little later yesterday, right? No, it was pretty early.
Yeah,
It was early,
Yeah, I don't think it was.
but it was really
Yes.
crowded. It could be because it's a Monday.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I try and figure it out.
You're fine. Mom, how'd your shoulder feel after last class?
It felt better for a couple of days, actually.
Okay, good.
It was better.
That's good.
So
How about your neck?
I'm going to see somebody today. My
Okay.
neck
Okay,
is an issue.
okay.
Jack is blowing here.
I know.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted this weather.
Yeah. I'm such a big wuss.
Are you? I don't
the
like
cold
heat.
weather.
Oh, I don't know. I guess with weather, sometimes the grass is always greener on the other side.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I saw what had happened and I signed you in, so.
So I like the fog out here.
Look at all of you. This is so fun.
Yeah, we have good weather here.
We really do.
Yeah, where we used to live, it was hot. I mean,
Hot.
sunny first thing in the morning
How are you?
and like hot all day. and it's
Good.
hot at night.
It's
Sleepy.
Yeah.
Me too.
I
It
it
was-
was a big light,
it was
big night
On my
last night.
Sacramento.
Yeah,
And
me
I'm
and
going
Christy
to
went out to dinner.
it's hot there.
Yeah,
When I first
But
moved
you're
there.
Big deal.
yeah, well, yeah, it
It
was
was
like,
like-
yeah, we went out in a lake and stuff, but it was really nice.
Good.
Yeah, we went out to Healdsburg.
Oh,
fun.
Yeah.
yes, you know.
Yeah,
Hillsburg's so cool. I love
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I like the weather here. I love it.
Singing at like opera in the square.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, it was really cool.
Nice.
Like, got to really speak for like a while and watch them.
Good.
Yeah, we actually didn't really get back until like 8:30.
Yeah. That is late.
Yeah.
Okay, for me.
Yeah.
All right, any special requests for you all at home today? Some shoulders, Nancy?
Yeah.
Shoulders, neck? Okay. I always try to go head to toe, get it all, but okay, we can do a little extra with the shoulders. But as always, take care of yourself, listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Okay, let's start seated. So you can sit up on a block if you want, or on your knees, or a bolster, or a chair. Would you like a block, Rick?
Yes, please.
Anyone else need a block? I just do one.
Maybe I'll try to. All right, thank you.
All right, so sitting up nice and tall in your body. And then let's bring your hands, oh, careful.
The 2-story.
2 stories, a little tippy. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so you're gonna bring your hands to your rib cage, these bottom ribs, and close your eyes. And we'll just start by taking some breaths and feeling the rib cage expand and contract. Yeah, you can have one knee up like that. Sometimes I like to be this way. And I have a funny knee too, and I'll be like that.
All
It can
right.
feel really good. Does that feel okay?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So if you can get the hands to the ribs, try that. Take a couple breaths, feeling the bottom portion of the rib cage expand and contract. Take a couple more breaths, just feeling. Next time you inhale, when you get to the completion of the inhale, pause and sip in a little bit more breath. And hold it. And then as you exhale, you can exhale slowly. And at the bottom, press a little extra out by using the ribs. Inhale. At the top, sip in a little more. And then exhale. At the bottom, contract those ribs, pulling them in, back, and down to get every drop out. One more breath, just like that. Inhale. Sip in a little extra. And then exhale. Every drop out. And then keep the eyes closed. Bring your hands into your lap, breathing normally. Just notice if the breath feels a little different, a little fuller, a little deeper. Maybe the ribs have a little more movement. And then softly open your eyes. And if you need to adjust your seat at any time, you can change your position. And you're going to bring your left hand to the top of your right shoulder. And you're going to take a moment. There's like this meaty kind of muscle that's between the clavicle, the collarbone, and the shoulder blade. So there's this meaty muscle called the trapezius trap. And you just massage it a little bit. It'll feel good. I like to use my fingers. I'll push my fingers in like I'm on a piano or something, or kind of grab it and squeeze. Just looking for some little bumps in the road, little sensitive spots. Then find a spot that you want to settle on. You're going to just pause there and give gentle pressure down into like one spot. And then take your right ear towards the right shoulder. So towards the one you're pressing on, and press a little tiny bit deeper. And then you'll just take the head to the other side. So slowly stretch it away from that right shoulder. So moving it to the left. And then you'll hold for a second and then release the pressure of the hand and bring the head back to the right. And then we'll do it several times on this side. So you'll press into that meaty upper trap and take the head all the way over to the left until you feel a stretch. Good. And then you'll release the pressure, bring the head back to the right, tip it back to the right. One more time, put pressure into that spot, or maybe it's a new spot, and then gently stretch the head all the way over to the other side and pause. Now this time, hold that and maybe turn the head down or up, or little tiny movement, or just hold and breathe, feeling that stretch and the pressure. Good, and then slowly lift the head back to center, release the left hand, bring it back into your lap. You can take some shoulder circles or any movement. And then we have the good news of the other side. Okay, so when you feel ready, right hand will come gently up. And if the right hand doesn't move in that direction, you can still use the left hand too. So you can, and just start by feeling the clavicle, so the collarbone in the front. There's the bony protrusion of the shoulder, and behind is the top rim of the scapula. It's the spine of the scapula. So right between that, they'll find the meaty muscle. You can push, I like straight down into it, but you can also grip it, like little lobster claw, grab it, or like massage with your fingertips. Ooh. Find a little knot you want to hang out in. Lightly rest your hands there and then bring the left ear towards that left shoulder. So you're giving slack and then put pressure. Pressure in, down, or squeeze, and then stretch the head away from that. So moving the head to the right ear to right shoulder. And then you'll release the pressure with the hand, bring the head back to the left, put pressure down, and then stretch the head away. So head to the right. One more time. So you go towards the hand, put pressure down, and then stretch away. And hold this time. Stay there. Maybe a little movement down or up. Holding or massaging, pressure into that left shoulder. And then gently release, slide the hands into the lap, lift the head. Take a couple little shoulder rolls, gentle movement, wiggles. If you'd like to switch the cross of your legs, you can. We're going to sit here for a little bit longer. We have some side body opening stuff. So you can switch the cross or sit on a bolster or the floor. On the knees is fine. Okay, so we're going to turn to the right. We're going to take a twist to the right. So sitting up tall, twist your body to the right. So right hand behind you. Now draw the jawbone back. Lift the crown of the head up. On your inhale, try to expand into the bottom ribs outward. On your exhale, contract and pull those bottom front ribs in, back, and down. Maybe you get another inch of rotation. Stay for one more breath here. And then you'll slowly unwind. So not like a rubber band, slowly unwind. Take your left hand to the left and then take the right arm up if you can. So right arm up and you just start to lean to the left and pin the right sitting bone down. So even if you're on your knees, kind of pin it down. Now from here, you're going to take the right pinky finger. So it's the edge of the arm and you'll rotate down. And so it's sort of really from the outer edge of the armpit, rotate down. And then bend the elbow like a cactus and rotate up, pulling the shoulder back, opening the chest. Do that 3 times. So straighten the arm, rotate the pinky edge down, outer rim of the armpit down, and then bend the elbow cactus and rotate, opening through the chest. One more time. Rotate it down, stretch the arm out as much as you can, and then cactus the arm and pull the shoulder back, and then stay there and extend the right arm alongside the ear, overhead as far as it'll go, feeling into the right ribs. And it's okay to hold the head or drape the arm if that's better. Good, and then you'll gently come back up and whoa, notice, notice the difference, how you feel.
Can I sit cross-legged?
Yeah, you can change anytime you want to change.
Okay.
If you want to switch the cross of the legs again, you can. And we'll try the other side. Or legs can be out. You know, you can have them out. So, all right. So we start with a twist. So twisting to the left. Good, perfect. So inhale, lengthen all the way up, like walking up from the tail to the crown. Exhale, pull the front ribs in, back, and down. Inhale, expand sideways. Exhale. Complete that exhale, pull the belly in, back, and down, those ribs. And then slowly and gently, not like a rubber band, slowly unwind. Very like lazily, take the right arm to the right and the left arm up, and maybe overhead. And you can walk the right hand away from you, maybe soften the shoulder away from the ear. And then we'll start to, Nancy, take your right hand a little farther right, so you can walk it out a little, so you can feel into the side of the body. And then we'll rotate down. So it's like that you're wrapping the outer edge of the armpit down towards the floor, just turning down, and then bend the elbow and pull the shoulder back and rotate the rib cage up. And then again, straight arm, rotate down to extend the elbow and stretch into that left outer edge of the armpit. Bend the elbow, cactus the arm, open up through the shoulder, rotating through the rib cage. One more time. This is a good functional movement to get our body kind of lubricated. And then bend the elbow like a cactus, open it up, stay in that side bend position and extend the arm overhead as far as it'll go from the waist to the armpit. Feel the stretch and then come back up. Good. And then any movement you want, wiggle it out. And then we'll take one big breath here. So arms down and just sweep the arms up. Big breath in. Lightly touch the fingertips together at the top. Bring the hands down to the heart. Good. Now we'll come to hands and knees for a tabletop. So coming off the blocks, might feel good. Come off the block out of that seated position. If you need to pad the knees, you can do that. All right, so tabletop, we'll move through some cow and cat. Continue to move through the spine. So drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the chest, look up, and then tuck the tail, tuck the chin, round the back, lift between the shoulders. And do that again. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the chest, gaze up, and go the opposite way. One more time, just like that. Inhale. And exhale, Halloween cat shape. You know, listen carefully. You're gonna come to tabletop. We're gonna keep moving through cow and cat, but I'm gonna cue it differently. So you'll drop the belly, lift the tailbone. So sink the belly down, lift the chest, but drop the head. Good. Now arch the back, that cat, tuck the tailbone, lift between the shoulders, lift the head. Feels really weird. Good. Drop the belly. So moving to cow, lift the chest, drop the head. Good. And then arch the back, push the floor away, tuck the tailbone, lift the head. One more time. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the chest, drop the head. Go the opposite, tuck the tailbone, arch the back, lift up, and then lift the head. And then come to neutral and pause. And then right here, you'll bring your hips back a little bit and walk the arms forward as far as they'll go if you can, and lower the chest and head to the mat. So it's a variation on puppy pose, trying to create traction. So hips pull back, arms forward, melting between the shoulders.
Can the arms stay on the ground? Or
Yes, forearms can totally be on the ground. Absolutely, or forearms lifted, a little more energy. It's just totally up to you about the energy output, about how much energy you want to put out here. Stay for one more deep breath. And then slowly come up, walk the hands back towards the knees, tuck the toes under. You're gonna press up to your feet at the back of your mat into a forward fold. So just rocking back into forward fold. If your feet are cold, maybe rest your hands on the toes. It's a chilly morning, my feet are freezing. Warming them up. You can drop the head here, bend the knees as much as you need, maybe shake the head a little bit. Let it just relax towards the ground. Let the muscles in the back of the neck elongate. And then bend the knees, bring the hands to the hips. We'll press the feet down and rise up to stand. Good. And then take the arms right up the middle of the body. Reach up as high as you can. And then touch the palms together or fingers and bring the hands to the heart. And then arms down by your side. And we're going to walk up towards the front of the mat. We're going to flow a little bit. Just warm up the body a little bit. So feet rooting down, standing in mountain pose. We'll just take the arms up the middle. So let the arms go right up the middle. It's a little more easeful on the shoulders. Hands through heart center, bend the knees, forward fold, nice and easy. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, lengthen that spine. Exhale, forward fold, drop back down. Inhale, rise up to stand. You can bend the knees, bring the arms right up the middle, maybe reach for the ceiling. And then hands to heart center or fingertips lightly touch. Do that again. Inhale, reach up. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, nice and easy. Support the chest on the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, bow forward, dropping in. Inhale, rise up, bend the knees, come up with a nice extended spine, reach for the sky. Exhale, bring the hands back to the heart. So we'll do that one more time. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, bow forward, bend the knees as much as your body needs. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, lengthen. On your exhale, you're going to come to tabletop again. Hands down, knees to the ground. Good. And then take the right leg, keep the knee bent. Just bring the leg back behind you so the foot comes to the ceiling. Good. And then you're going to draw a big circle with the right knee. So it'll turn out and around and in and down. Right leg goes back, foot to the ceiling, out, around, in, and down. One more time. Right leg up, around, in, and down. And then take it up and out and straighten the leg and set the foot down. Tuck the left toes under and rock back and forward a couple times. Feeling into the inner thigh. Good, Rick. Good, and then come back to a still point. Keep the right leg where it is. Bring your right fingertips to your right shoulder and twist open towards the ceiling. If you'd like to reach the arm up, you can. Big opening to that right side. Good, and then bring the right hand down. And we're gonna just take that right leg and bring it forward by the right hand. So you're in like a lunge. And back toes tucked, straighten that back leg. Good, so the foot is outside the hands. And then from the back foot, you're gonna propel yourself forward and back, or little circles. Little circles, or forward and back. Good, and then set that back knee down, and we're just pulling the hips back into an easy hamstring stretch. You can walk the hands back, you can flex the foot, you can be up on a block if you need. It's a nice, easy hamstring stretch. Maybe windshield wipe that right leg side to side, or point and flex. Good. And then rock it forward carefully, and we'll bring that right leg back next to the left, tabletop. So nice and strong through the core. Pull the ribs in, nice neutral spine, and then take that left leg back. So you're really trying to keep the pelvis neutral, not dropping the belly like cow. Pull the belly in. Right leg up, left foot up, left foot to the ceiling. And then pull the knee out to the side and draw a circle with that left leg. Just exploring slowly to the hip, nice straight arms. Good, Gracie. I hear a pop, little sounds. Okay, next time that leg goes out to the side, straighten it and set it down. Tuck the right toes under and gently move front to back. So back toes tucked, little movement, front to back. Your knee feels funny?
That was my toe.
Your toe, okay, you don't have to tuck it. You can have the foot flat. It's whatever is fine in your, it's fine in your body. This way just stretches the toes a little, but I know you have that toe thing.
Who ever thought I had a toe thing?
I know. Toes are tricky. I have a little toe tendon thing in one of my feet. Okay, bring it back to center. So keep the left leg where it is. Bring the left fingertips to the shoulder, revolve open to the left, stretch the arm up, let it feel good. And then you'll bring your left hand down, and we're just bringing that left leg forward to the outside of the left pinky. Helping it is fine. Tuck the right toes under, lift that back leg, and use the right toes to propel you forward and back. And you're welcome to be up on a block if it feels too low or hips are tight. So you can be up on a block, you can move in some circles. It's really coming from that back foot though. Is this okay on your toe?
Mhm.
Okay, good. A little more about the foot,
The ball of
the ball of the
Yeah.
foot, then the toes.
Just that one toe that I sprained
Yeah.
doing toe yoga, right?
All right, set the back knee down and then pull the hips back. So you can point the back toes and maybe you flex that left foot. You can bring the block back with you. You can move that left leg side to side from way up at the hip, just like you're combing through the back of the leg. Or point and flex the foot or move in any way that feels useful and feels good to you. All right, good. So rock it forward. Let the hands come back to tabletop. And then bring your big toes to touch and your knees apart. Walk your hands to the left. And then sit the hips back into child's pose. The side stretch. Then lift back up, walk it over to the other side. And then pull the hips back, feel that stretch under that left arm or along the left ribs, left side. Up, walk it back through center, and then either puppy pose or downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Seeing what feels okay in your body today, what works for your body. If you'd like to pedal the legs out, you can pedal it out. Child's pose is fine too. As many steps as you need to walk forward on your mat. Coming back into forward fold, let the head relax, shake it out. Then bring your hands up to your hips, bend the knees and rise up to stand. Good. And take the arms up to the ceiling. And then bring your hands down to the heart. Good. And then arms by your side. Just kind of let them relax, wiggle around. Then we're going to do a little bit of balance work. It's always fun. So we're going to bring the hands to the hip bones. So the hip bones will press forward. So we're trying not to arch the back, but keep the tailbone long. So the right leg is going to be the base leg, and the left leg is going to come up. Keeping the hip bones forward. It's okay to hold on. And then take the leg behind you, tap it as far back as you can, not rest it, just tap and bring it back up. So nothing else changes. Keeping those hip bones forward. Reach tap, bring it back up. It's okay to hold on to the bar or a piece of furniture. Back tap, knee up. Good, 3 more. Back tap, knee up. 2 more, hip bones aim forward, working some glute and some hip flexor. Okay, next time you go back tap, stay there. And then you're gonna set that left foot down. So you're kind of on a tightrope. Firm through the legs, pull the belly in, arms up into cactus. So squeeze the muscles to bones in the hips and the thighs. Breathe in. As you exhale, twist right. turning to the right. So hip bones, belly button, aim forward, turning from the rib cage. The mobility in the rib cage. Hold and breathe. Stretch the fingers out, pull the shoulders back, and then bring it back to center. And we'll step the left foot forward, arms down, mountain pose. Bring your hands to the hips, hip bones, aim forward. Left foot is the base now, press down. Pick the right leg up. So using core, hip flexors, quadriceps, and then take it back, not using the lumbar, using the glutes. And then bring it back up. So this is leg extension or flexion and then hip extension, reach it back. Good, so from the hips, knee to chest, and then reach back, tap. Keep those hip bones forward. Good job. 2 more. Up, back, tap. Last one. Up, back, tap. Stay there, and then just set the right foot down. So hug in, like you're trying to squeeze those legs together or towards each other, and then puff up the chest. Cactus arms, inhale. On your exhale, twist left towards the front leg. Good job. Good, really find the feet, press the feet down, hug the muscles to bone stability. It's a great one for balance. Stay for 1 more breath. And then slowly untwist. Come back into mountain pose and shake it out. Arch in place, wiggle around. Good, and then bring the feet about hip width distance apart. And I know not everyone can do eagle arms, but we're gonna attempt an eagle arm. So take the arms out or up, and then wrap the right arm under the left, and you can start by holding the shoulders. It's also okay to hold your elbows, right? Or lift the forearms into eagle. So you have lots of options. You can hold elbows, hold shoulders, or lift up into eagle. Now a little bend in the knees, lift up, lift the chest up. You're gonna bend the knees and fold forward, all the way down into this forward fold, either holding elbows like ragdoll, holding shoulders, or eagle arms. Let it feel good on the back of the neck. Backs of the shoulders. And then you'll bend the knees and look forward and come all the way back up. Give it a pause right here. And then let the arms gently release. If you want to take a couple shoulder rolls, you can. Wiggles. And we'll try the other side. So arms can come out or up. And you'll take the left arm under, and it's either holding on to elbows or reaching for shoulders or lifting the forearms into eagle. Good job. Breathe in. As you exhale, bend the knees and fold forward, taking your time, doing the stretch in the whole back side of the body. The head be relaxed. Here for 1 more breath. Bend your knees and you just reverse that. Come on back up, lifting the elbows, lifting the chest, and then gently release. You can roll it out. Good, and then we'll take tree as our final balance today. If you want to hold on to something, you can. So left leg will be your base. And then you can just slide the right heel up to the inner ankle or foot to calf. And then maybe the arms stay down, palms forward. But one of my favorite shoulder and upper back openers is palms turn backwards, hands come behind the back, and then you press the elbow points forward. It's just a really interesting one for the backs of the shoulder. Yeah. Good. Try to draw the jawbone back, really lengthening the back of the neck. Finding balance and stillness. Breath. Good. And then returning to mountain pose. Just let the arms relax. Shift your weight to your right foot. Really find that the strength in that leg, and then lift that left foot up. It can be heel to ankle or foot to calf or higher to the inner thigh. And arms down, and just start with palms open. This is an external rotation for the shoulders, wonderful chest opener. You can stay or turn the palms backward. Now it's internal, and bring the hands behind the back. So you press the backs of the hands to the backs of the hips, press the elbow points forward and shoulders and head back. Just feel that internal rotation down the front of the arm, maybe the inner borders of the scapula. Standing up tall, draw the belly button back slightly, bottom ribs pull back. Good job. And then returning to mountain pose. So much to think about. Shake it out. I know the ribs. And then a couple big shoulder rolls. Go the other way or nice and easy. Go it out. Good. We're going to come back to flow. So standing in mountain, inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hands through the heart center. Go slow, inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, lengthen. Step back to tabletop. So hands to the floor, knees down to the floor. Stretch your right leg back behind you, breathe in. On your exhale, curl it in and step the right foot forward. Inhale, reach your arms up. Good, and then you want to press the hip bones forward again, like we did standing, and reach the right arm down and the left arm over, so that side stretch. So you're leaning to the right. Good, now listen carefully. This one's a little different. You're gonna now come on up, set your left hands to the floor on the left, take your right leg out and right arm up.
Right.
So you'll look like that. Good, and then bring it back to the front, set the foot down, come up and take your side bend, opening that left side. So find stability, hip bones forward. Bring that left hand down, send the right leg out, right arm up. Good, bring it back. You feel it in the hip? What was that? Yeah. Okay, let's try it one more time. Foot down, arm up to the side. Good. Bring it down. And this time, just take that right leg out, set the foot down. And then take that left arm or right arm all the way overhead. That side stretch on that right side. Or if it doesn't work, hand can be behind the head or cactus the arm. Or hand fingertips to shoulder, opening the chest. Good, and then use your core to come on up. Turn the right toes to the right. So I'll face you guys. So right toes to the right, bend the knee and sink in. Forearm to thigh, left arm to the sky. Good, and the arm can go all the way overhead, or you can go behind the head. And then from here, we're gonna do what we did earlier. You're gonna take the arm, whether it's behind the head or extended, and roll down. And then cactus the arm and roll open. Good, 3 times. So extend the arm, roll the outside of the armpit down. Cactus the arm, roll open, heart open. Keep nudging the right knee right. One more time. Cactus, outside edge of the rib cage and armpit down. Bend the elbow, open through the chest. And then come on up. Bring that right leg in. We're gonna stand on our shins, hands to the back, hips forward, lift the heart. Easy camel pose, tail down. And then hands to the ground, child's pose, tabletop, downward dog, puppy, you decide. Take a breath or two. You're in down dog, you can pedal the legs. Bring your knees back down to the floor or come back up tabletop. Stretch the left leg back behind you. And then step it forward, curl it in, step the left foot where the left hand is, stand up in 90-90. Take the right arm up and that little lean left. Okay, come up, Set the right hand down. I'm gonna go the opposite so you guys can get the sense. So right arm goes down and then you take that left leg out and left arm up. It's hip strength, good. And then bring it, bend the knee, bring it back in, set the foot down. Come up and that little side bend, hip bones forward and bring it down. We just have 3 and kick it out. It's a kneeling half moon. How cool is that? Bring it back in. One more time. Stretch it over. Lovely side bend. And this is a brain class today. Set it down. Open it up and set that left foot to the ground. Good. And then really reach that right or left arm overhead, that side stretch. And then we'll come all the way up. Turn the left toes to the left, bend the knee, rest the left forearm on the left thigh, right arm goes overhead. Good. Side stuff. Okay, now we're gonna roll down. So roll the pinky down, outside edge of the right armpit towards the ground, and then bend the elbow like a cactus, pull the shoulder back and turn and open. Good, again, roll down, so straighten the arm if you can, roll the outer edge of the rib cage down, bend the elbow, pull the shoulder back, roll open. One more time. Roll it down. And then pull the elbow back, open the chest, pause. Good, and then come on up. We're gonna bring that left leg in, standing on the shins, tuck the tail down, pull the shoulders back, easy camel, you don't have to go back far. Shoulders back, chest up. And then bring the hands to the mat and sit back in child's pose or puppy pose or downward dog. Just relaxing. And then we'll come onto our back. So if you're in down dog, you'll walk forward and sit down, roll onto your back or come on up, come down onto your back and bring a block with you if you have a block. You'll start by laying down. I'm going to go turn the overheads off in just a moment. Dee, do you need a block or a block? Penny? You have one. Okay, great. All right, so when you're ready, you'll lay down flat, block nearby, walk the feet to the edges of the mat, bend the elbows so the upper arm bones are on the ground by your side, fingers to the sky, and then take the knees to the right and the arms to the left, and you might even look left. And then you'll switch. So knees come over to the left, arms to the right, look right. And then just make that into a rhythm, a little rocking side to side. So the elbows stay close to the body, arms just move. Might walk the feet a little farther apart. So the farther the feet are apart at the floor, so feet are at the edges of the mat, the more you'll get the internal rotation on one hip and the external on the other. So kind of moving from up at the hip socket. And then we're also finding this rhythm with the arms and maybe the head. If you don't want to turn the head, if that bothers the neck, then don't. But try to relax the jaw, let it be easy, relax the hands. Just a few more, just that easy rocking through the body. Kind of tapping into the water element in the body. And then when you feel complete on both sides, bring it to center. Keep the feet wide, let the knees knock together. Hands just rest on the bottom ribs and just breathe. Notice your breath. Good, and then you'll gather the knees up into the chest and give yourself a nice hug or gentle squeeze, maybe a small rock side to side again. And then you're going to keep the legs into the chest or knees up and grab your block and bring it between your knees or upper thighs. So you're going to squeeze the block and then bring your shins to parallel to the floor and flex your feet. So this one's an internal rotation for the hips and a little bit of core. So seal the rib cage to the mat using those deep core muscles to hold those bottom ribs in, back, and down. Maybe your hands rest there, feeling the contraction of the abdominal muscles. And then squeeze the block with the knees and try to pull the feet or shins away from each other as far as they'll go. So they just rotate out. Yeah, so knees in, shins out, and then bring the legs back to neutral 90 degrees. Do that again. Pull the ribs down, squeeze the block, pull the heels away from each other towards the opposite walls. Squeeze the block, bring it back to center, pause. Squeeze the block, pull the ribs down, try to rotate those heels away, out. So knees in, yeah. Bring it back in. Everyone feeling this?
Yes.
Okay, good. One more time. Hold that belly down, squeeze the block, rotate out. Those internal rotation. And then bring it back to center and take the block out, set the feet down, let the knees knock together, hands on the belly. Slow, deep breaths. Good, and then now we're gonna work a little external rotation. So feet flat to the floor and a little bit away from you, so not super close. And so external rotation is like pigeon, right? So we're gonna come into reclined pigeon, but not for long. So not helping the leg. You're gonna pick the right leg up, rotate knee out, ankle in, try and tap the heel to the upper left thigh, and then bring it back to the floor. So we'll do that 5 times. So lift the foot, rotate knee out, ankle in, tap the upper thigh, and then bring it back to the floor. 3 more. Come on up, rotate knee out, ankle in, try to tap, and bring it back down. So slow and controlled. 2 more. Keep the belly firm. You can continue to work those deep core muscles. Notice if the body wants to rock and help. Try and really let this come from the hip. 1 more time. This time, let the foot rest on that upper thigh. So you're just in that figure 4 shape. And with your right hand, gently press the right thigh away from you. Try to create a little space in that right hip socket. Little traction, a lot of breath.
Good.
Good, and then we'll just simply take the knees over to the left. So you let the right foot land flat on the floor for this nice side stretch. And you're welcome to hold the ankle with the left hand if you can reach the foot. And then the right arm, you can extend it out or maybe cactus the arm, bending the elbow, or maybe keep the hands on the bottom ribs. So in my body, in this position, my right ribs flare out to the right. And I've noticed if I can really focus on trying to pull them in, back, and down, I down towards the floor, I get like a traction, deep stretch along that right side.
Yeah.
It's a little different, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can work that if you want, but you don't have to. Those are the deep core stabilizers. They're really important muscles for balance, for twisting, revolving, for side bending, for breathing.
Want to go out? You want to go out?
Okay, come on back up to center. And then you'll just carefully set that right foot back down to the floor. All right, we have the other side, left external rotation. So pick the foot up, rotate the left knee out, shin in, and try to tap the upper right thigh. And then set it back down. Good, so trying to lift, rotate knee out, ankle in, tap the top of the thigh, and bring it back down. So these deep hip work. Rotate it out, tap, and bring it back down. You might notice a difference in this leg. I do. Rotate it out, try and tap, and bring it back down. One more time, keeping that belly nice and firm, rotate, and then set the ankle on top of the right thigh. Use your left hand to gently press the top of the left thigh away from you, making some space up in the pelvis, the top of the hip. Good, and then you'll take that twist. So take the legs over to the right. You can hold the left ankle with the right hand if you want. You can play with the ribs not flaring, trying to pull the front floating ribs in and down using those deeper core muscles. Stay for one more breath. Slowly and gently make your way back onto the back, set the left foot down, and just pause. And then for one of the finishing poses, if you'd like, you can take an inversion. So shoulder stand or hips on a block or headstand if you feel inclined, or maybe happy baby holding onto the feet. So you can choose, or if you want a deeper hip stretch like a reclined pigeon, you can do that also. You're in hips on a block and you want to rotate your ankles, it's really nice to kind of get things like kind of moving, flowing. I'm kind of playing here with internal, external rotation of the thighs. You can continue to kind of play with that, rotate in, rotate out, just from way up at the top of the femur, just see where is there any restrictions, is there any sensations? Do you feel balanced? Is one way easier, more familiar? And then we're just really trying to find that place of balance. When the body is more balanced, it moves with more economy, more efficiency, more ease. Our body has imbalance. Often there's compensation patterns happening, or some muscle groups feel like they have to be on all the time, like the neck and shoulders and upper back. Just learning about the body, about your body. And it's so fascinating. Our body totally is in response to the mechanical input we give it, to what we do every day. Our body adapts. That's where patterns of adaptation occur. That's where tightness occurs, where imbalances occur. It's what we are doing, how we are moving or not moving every day is what our body tissues respond to. You can stay here for another breath or two, or you can come down, or another minute, I guess, or you can come down and take a twist. A supine twist might feel really good as a final way to rinse and cleanse. If you twist one way, make sure that you give yourself ample time and to be balanced on both sides. Or like I was just speaking to, if one side is more familiar and more easeful, maybe it's the second side or the other side that feels more tighter and more restricted, you can stay a little longer. Create that balance. especially if we've had injuries or surgeries or old stuff that we've like kind of held on to and just, kind of avoided. Sometimes our body really has these vast differences side to side. But it can be shifted again, I believe. The beautiful thing about our life and our world is the impermanence, the shifting and changing. It's evident in the seasons, leaves right now. When you feel complete, you can find your way into Shavasana, to deep rest, finding a position that feels supported and comfortable for you. If you need some clothes or socks, put them on, or put the blanket over your toes. Need something under your knees or under your head. Try that. Allowing yourself this opportunity right here to find rest. First few moments in Shavasana, you might wiggle or contract and release through the body. It's a nice way for the nervous system to know it's time to relax by squeezing the muscles and then letting them relax, really feeling that experience. I know personally, when I lay down in bed at night or when I lay down in Shavasana and I'm really attentive, I notice that I never relax certain muscles, like especially the shoulders, neck, upper back. That if I consciously let them go, it's such a different experience than me simply lying down and resting. So it's that mind-body connection of the mind noticing, the body responding. As you continue to relax here, I'm going to read a poem by one of my favorite poets. It's Kahlil Gibran, wrote the book, The Prophet, and this is a passage from The Prophet. It was on a friend of mine's Facebook page today, and it was like, oh, I need to read that. And the passage is called Joy and Sorrow. Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the self-same well from which your laughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears. And how else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Is not the cup that holds your wine the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is not the lute that soothes your spirit the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth, you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you say joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, nay, sorrow is the greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep on your bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and his silver, needs must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall. Begin to bring your awareness back to your breath and your body. You might begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And bend your knees, and as you feel ready, you can roll to a comfortable side. And press yourself all the way up to a seated position. Put the palms together at your heart center, just touching in. Notice the quality of your breath and your thoughts, and notice how your body feels. Lift your thumbs up to your forehead center. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lovely.
Bye.
I'm ready to go take a nap.
Yeah. Bye, goodbye. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
You too. Bye.
Bye, Debbie. Bye, Mama. Where are you? You disappeared. Bye, everybody.